So, hi guys, Steve Brown from Swansea Business Marketing, and today I'm here with Steve from D.G.Heath, and we're just talking about garden fencing, because one of the things that the boys do down here at D.G.Heath is a wide range of fencing. So I just wanted to get an insight into the different types and why. So Steve, my first thing is that I always remember when I've done garden fencing myself, is the actual posts themselves, because what would you advise someone to do? My biggest fear is always the fact that it rots in the ground. It's in a wet ground. We're not exactly the sunniest country in the world, so things tend to rot. So what's your advice to people putting the posts in the first place?
Basically, it does depend on the sort of ground that you've got. We'd still advise, really, if possible, to actually dig it. It's very basic. Dig a hole.
What size hole though? Because
you know, that's quite important, because basically what people do is they think that they've got to dig this massive hole, which is not necessary. Really, it's actually the smaller the better, if that makes sense. Because
no, it doesn't. So you got to explain that to me,
okay. Then.
I'm one of those.
Yeah, well, you need to really for sort of like a 4-foot fence. Between 4 and 6 foot.
And what size is this?
That's a 4 foot.
Right.
Yeah. You'd need to try and get an 18-inch to 24-inch hole.
Right.
But it doesn't need to be big, wide, Steve. It just needs to be deep.
Right.
Because basically, when you cemented it in or post mix, which is a product that we sell, it makes it really easy. You know, one, you're just going to waste the product, and it's more important that it goes deep rather than wide. So
that's where I've been going wrong.
People they want to dig this massive hole, but it just needs to be 18 to 24 inches deep. 1.5 bags of post mix is roughly what you'd need per post. Obviously, depending on where you live as well. I mean, if you live on the top of the hill, you may want to put 2 in, because you only want to do it once. But yeah, 1.5 is about right.
So you want to. Right, we're talking about a 4-foot fence here. So how deep would you want the post? Are we talking 2 foot?
We want to go sort of 18 inches to 2 foot in the ground, or 600 mil if we're working in metric. Is the rule of thumb. But obviously it is down to the sort of soil level, the ground that you're working with.
And then there's also different types of fencing. Like you obviously get what I call, me using my layman's term, you've got solid fencing. And then you've got the fencing then that lets the wind through. So are we just talking cosmetics here, or are we talking they should choose the right type of fencing?
Really important, Steve, because obviously, like where I live, I'm living right on the top of the hill. So I haven't gone for what we'd call like a close boarded fence. I've gone for a product, that will let the wind through. Because obviously you're not going to get the problem of, them blowing down. So yeah, those are the sort of things that you need to think of. As it happens, all the decorative panels that we sell are designed to let the wind through. So, and they are a very popular panel, because there's a lot of different features on them. So really, they're ideal for any type of garden or area. Hence, that's why they're really popular.
So when we're talking about garden fencing, obviously you can go to the top of the range, really expensive stuff, and you've got the cheap stuff. So do you do, without talking prices, do you do a wide range of fencing, or do you just tend to do...
No, we've got a massive range. Basically we've got like a feather edge board. Everyone has heard of feather edge, which is...
Isn't that the stuff that you normally get when you buy a brand new house and they just...
That's it. But the one that we're doing is called, it's a heavy duty product. It also comes from BSW, which is a good sawmills, British sawmills. And that fence put up will last 15-20 years, put up correctly.
When you say last 15-20 years, does that mean, because you're talking to a lazy gardener, a maintenance-free gardener, so have I got to treat it every year, or...?
I'd say really every 2 years. I mean, the timber itself is pressure treated, so it'd be good to give it a coat of like an oil preserver every 18 months to 2 years. But really, it's more for, obviously it's good to put a preserver on it, but it is more for looks, because obviously timber will fade. So and people do like to change the colours. So because the way that it's pressure treated, it is a bit more for, I forgot the word, for aesthetic.
So let's just say, so we're talking about feather edge board there. But what if I don't want feather? Because I always think feather edge board, that's the bog standard stuff that people put down. What's the next thing in the range?
It is bog standard, Steve, but it is a really strong fence. So it depends what you're looking for. If you want something a little bit more fancy, then I'd say to come and have a look at our decorative panels.
Right.
We carry about 3 or 4 different types, different heights, different sizes. And then you've got things like what we call picket fencing, and we've got hit and miss. So there's loads of
different types.
Yeah, loads of different types.
Different price ranges.
Different prices, different types, and they're all on display in our garden. So.
Okay, so if anybody was coming down here and they find that a range that they like, how long? What about delivery and all that?
It's in stock, Steve.
It's in stock.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's a seasonal thing,
right?
But we carry vast amounts of stock.
Right.
If for any reason we're out of stock, you're only looking at a week, 10 days maximum.
Right.
But most of the products are in stock.
Okay.
So it's a quick,
a nice, quick and easy.
Yeah, because the thing is, I'm not being funny, people come in and it's like on a Thursday or Friday, they can see the weather's getting better, they just want to do it that weekend.
Yeah.
So it's like, can you deliver, and you've got to carry the stock.
Right. So what about if I take it to the other extreme? Because my father's in his 70s.
Yeah.
My dad decides now that he wants to do this. How does he know what quantities to order, and what if he over orders? What happens then?
It's not a problem. Obviously, we're helping work out what he needs because that's what we do every day. And if he had too much product left over, we just take it back and there's a refund. Refund the product.
Well, that's a nice piece of mind for anybody. So, guys, it's been Steve Brown at Swansea from Swansea Business Market. I've been down here today with Steve from D.G.Heath. We've just been talking about garden fencing. What I'd advise you, a lovely display down here. It's a cracking display which very few people are aware of. So I would advise you, although you can go onto their website, which is www.dgheath.co.uk, I would strongly advise you to come down and actually have a look at the products themselves. They're already set up here so you can see what they look like in the flesh. If not, you can certainly phone Steve for advice on the number, Steve.
Yeah, it's 01792 884828.
Okay, so guys, see you in the next video.